Morning. So a few people's palettes have arrived, so I wanted to very quickly this morning just go over your basic four. We're not gonna do any extras, anything else. This is the palette that I say, one palette, 5 minutes, one brush. You can do this, you can, but I'm not gonna show any extras today. I'm just gonna show you one palette, one face, very easy. Help you get started. So you can apply with your finger, you can apply with a brush, however you want it to look. I'll apply it with my brush today. This is the detail brush. So I'm gonna do everything with one brush. Here we go. I like to start with my contours, my darkest shade. You can start with any color you want. Some people like to start with their lightest color. Truly, whichever one you want to start with, doesn't matter, just matters where you put it. So dark color, across the top. Then you can do dots, remember? Or you can do stripes, however you want it to look, okay? So one, just see where my fatty cheeky pads are? It literally lives, like hug it up under that. So now, you can do dots, you can do stripes, doesn't matter. Okay, and the other kind of like if it was also up under that guy, okay? Good morning then. So dots, stripes, doesn't matter. A little on the sides of your nose. So remember, it's not to necessarily give you a skinny nose, it's just to give your nose dimension. So even people that are like, I don't know about that, I don't have a fat nose or whatever, it's not about fat, it's just dimension. So sort of on the sides of the nose, and then I just like to sort of connect it almost up to my eyebrow just so that it like goes somewhere. I take usually whatever's left on my brush and just do it just right there under my lip because that's gonna give my lip some dimension. Then I go into my lightest color, your brightening highlight is what that's called on your chart. So in that guy, same brush, a little swipe on the inner corner, and then kind of a lifted line on the outer corner, okay? Swipe inner, lifted, outer, because we want that to lift our eyes. It's gonna lift your eye, your cheek, everything up. So up. Then in between the two lines we just did, like that, kind of down the center of your nose. And then where does it go? Boop, boop, it just sort of sprouts out the top. So just like that, down the middle. I like to take whatever's left on my brush to do right here, because I want to brighten that, but I don't need a whole lot there. And then same thing, kind of whatever's just left on my brush, I just put it there so that now the whole center of my face is illuminated, brightened, right? Okay. Can't really see this one, but with my beautiful shiny glare. Then, same brush, I move right into my main shade. This is the color that's gonna match your face most closely. Again, stripes, dots, doesn't matter. We're gonna go sort of in between these two. And my color really matches my face well, so you can't really see it on my face as well, but I'm gonna try and show you. Can you see? So I just did in between my light and my dark. Whoop, nope, wrong color. This happens when you're working, I just wiped it off. In between these two to fill in this empty space, okay? And then just like a little to connect them. Same over here, there, here, connect them. So I've got a stripe inner, a stripe outer. I like to do one dot in between to connect the two and give it something in between that isn't that light color. And then really just kind of anywhere else that needs some coverage that wasn't in those initial stripes, and that's it, okay? If you want to add your lip and cheek now, you can, and you would just take that and it would sort of live right on top of these dots, just right here. I like to add mine after because I want it to really pop, especially when it's a gloss color. If it's a satin or a matte color, those are going to show up. But especially if it's a gloss, they tend to be very sheer and light. So I like to add glossy colors after I blend. This color is called Pop. No, it's not. This color is called Ruby. Ruby. It's a gloss, so I will show you that after. So we've got our dark, our light, and then our medium is everywhere in between. Same brush. If you have trouble blending, you can take a spritz of your setting spray, like an X. Boop, boop, and just give it one spray and one spray. I'm just gonna blend it without and just show you how it goes. So same brush, this is my detail brush. I start with my lightest color first. Okay, in here. I have to look half at you and half in my mirror. So otherwise I end up with spots that are not blended, and then I took up my after pictures and I'm like, nobody was gonna tell me about that. So half at you, half at the mirror. Don't worry, I'm still with you. I don't generally put a dot on my eyelid. I take whatever's on my brush after doing my under eye and I just sort of tap it on there like that because I don't want it to be too much makeup on there, because I don't wear eyeshadow. There, I admitted it. Now you know all my secrets. So if I'm not wearing eyeshadow, I don't even feel like I need a lid primer, so I don't add anything extra. But usually whatever's left on my brush is plenty. So again, my inner, and remember my outer, I'm lifting to bring that color up. And then I blend it together. I do whatever's left on my brush on the lid. Yeah. Just like that. So that's my light colors. Now I move into my medium shade, my main shade, like the main color of my face. And remember, you can like swipe it, you can circle it, or you can just sort of like stipple it like this. If you stipple it, it's gonna leave a little more coverage. So it's whatever you want it to be, however much coverage you like, or if you like more coverage in certain places, less coverage in others. Stipple where you want the more coverage, blend where you want or need less coverage. Okay? Voila, that's that. Now we're on to our contour, our dark shade. It was the first one I put on. Also, if you wear a color called Astoria, it feels thicker in the tin. So by letting it sit on my face, it's warmed up to my face and it's also gonna move easier. So that's the other reason I apply that one first. Mine is indigo, doesn't matter. My face, not your face. But sometimes the contours are like a thicker, stiffer, how about that? A stiffer consistency. But remember, because these, don't blend all your contour away. They look scary in here like, oh my gosh, that is not my color, right? But I need it to make shadows. So don't blend it and go crazy until you cannot see it anymore. See how you can still see that dark area on my face? That's it, I'm gonna leave it. Because also, remember, once I apply my cheek color and blend, this is gonna get blended again. And if you just keep blending and blending, it almost goes away. If you feel like your contour is not dark enough or you just don't see it, you're either blending too much or maybe not applying enough to start because you got scared. Don't be scared, love it. It's what your makeup is missing, I promise you. And then for, same talking, contour, I just kind of swipe it to get it going. And then you want up, 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 up. I don't want to drag this shadow down. I want to drag it up so it lives up, under, and lifts up these little chickies, okay? So up, 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 up. And then this one, down, 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 because we're getting rid of this, okay? Ooh, if you have a big one of these, you could take your dark, put a swipe on it, and then blend it this way to help that guy, okay? That's a fun hot tip. Do you have to make that face when you do it? Definitely. Or it doesn't work. So, sometimes I get to this point and I'm like, I feel like my nose could use a little more. I use the sort of flat end of my detail brush, and I'll even add a little more. See a little stripe? And that little stripe, and then I'll blend them. Like I said, it's not to make your nose look skinny necessarily. It's just to give it definition on your face. So there is that, okay? Now, if you added your cheek already, you would have blended all around those dots, and now you would just sort of blend those dots in. As I said, I like to add it after, because it's a gloss color, they disappear easily, and if I blend them too much, I like to see them, so they go away more than I prefer. I like to add this with my finger because I need to know how much I'm doing. If you have a satin or a semi-gloss, that's the word, satin or semi-gloss, trust me, start with one dot. Blend it, see how you like it. If you need more, add more. I know this color, and I know me, and I like a lot of cheek color, so I add 2 to start because it's a gloss. I'm gonna let that warm to my face while I just literally go right in here. Because it's lip and cheek, it is that exact thing. It's a lip and a cheek. I also try and use brighter colors when I make videos because you guys can't see them as well. If I used a really nude color on my lips, you can't see them as well. Do I wear them? Yes, I have brights, I have lights, I have sheers, I have all different colors. But when I'm filming, it's just easier for you to see what I'm doing when I wear bright. So I know a lot of my photos have bright colors, bright reds, all of that. This applies to no matter what color you're doing. It's just hard for you to see a really, really sheer pink on camera. Same brush, still the detail brush. For glosses, I almost always tap them. If it's a satin or a semi-gloss, I will buff them. But like I said, these are so sheer and so lovely and delicious that I don't want it to go away. So I tend to tap if I buff. It's really light, really light. There is a video, if you scroll back in my feed, if you get too much cheek color, how to fix that. You're just gonna tap your main shade, tap it over, blend it, or just keep blending. Either way, you're gonna get there. If you get too much, it's never a disaster. That is your basic 4, people. If you have any questions about it, and this normally I would do all of this in less than 5 minutes. I apply my dots, I mix my dots, that's it. But I wanted to talk through it and go really slowly in case you had questions, in case you had comments, and also just to show you how to use your basic 4. If I build you a palette, this is what's in the top layer of your palette. These are please don't change these colors because these 3 are matched exactly to your face. Whatever's in layer number 2 and the extras, those are just for your information. So you know, this would be my bronzer color. This is a great illuminator. This is a great whatever. So your basic 4 will do your entire face. Easy. I talked earlier about doing an X with your setting spray to help blend. If you have mature skin or oily skin, or you just really want that setting power, dampen your perfector sponge, get it wet, wring it completely out, get it wet, wring it completely out. Then I also give it another squeezy in a dry towel just for good measure. Spray your setting spray directly onto it. And then kind of like pounce it on any areas where you may have fine lines or wrinkles, or where you feel like your makeup settles. Like wherever you get wrinkles, doesn't matter. I don't have any wrinkles, but if I did, it would be in these places. So see, I don't want it to settle anywhere in these areas. I don't feel like this cream makeup does settle in my wrinkles on my face. That's just my face. But if you feel like you're having trouble with it settling, either you may be applying too much, you're not blending it enough, or you just need to go through with your perfector after. This will pick up excess product. It won't take your makeup off, but if you have too much on, it does help pick up excess product. I don't know if you can really even see, like that's the clean side. You can see just a tint of color on there. So it really didn't take much off, but remember I'm bouncing it off my skin. It really gives a nice texture to the finish of the makeup. It applies that setting spray onto the makeup, so it helps it last longer. I know I said I was only gonna do the basic 4, so it was mostly a truth. The only thing I'm adding is setting powder just to where my glasses sit, because I'm headed to work and I don't want my glasses, I look down for a living, I don't want my glasses to slip down my face. So I'm just adding, my glasses sit on my nose and then they sit right here on my face. So I'm literally just adding it right there and right there where they sit. This is the blush bronzer brush. The one end is super fluffy and light, and that's what I like to add my setting powder with. Setting powder is sheer. You can put it all over. If you look crusty dusty, it's too much. That's all you need. Okay. I am over my limit and I have to run to work, but thank you for joining me. If you have not yet been color matched, there is a link in my bio, or you can just send me a DM, text me if you know me, and just say, hey, how do I get color matched? I will send you a form. It takes less than 1 minute to fill out. I will happily send you a list of what your colors are. Like I said, your palette will have 2 layers. Like this, it will have a upper layer and a lower layer. Ta-da. Your upper layer will be those 4 or 6 things, because you can have an 8 or 12. So your top layer will be your highlight, contour, and main shade, and a lip shade. The bottom layer will be extras. Obviously, there's nothing in this one. Will be extras of setting powder, bronzer, all of those things. I will do a video tomorrow to show you how to do the second layer of items. So today is top layer, all your basics. Have a fantastic day. I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Gotta run. Bye.